Hello friends, it's Nancy from Astrology and Angel Mediums today with another decks that I love video. Today I'm going to be featuring Rockpool published decks. So I know I had done another video talking about the OG Hay House collection that I have, which, I know that they've changed a lot of stuff, and, we're progressively moving into a different era with decks. And I do have a lot of decks from Hay House that I still love to this day, that are like newer decks that I've been using. And I've done some deck reviews and stuff like that on my channel. So I hope you guys check those out. But I wanted to talk about Rockpool Publishing. So these are a few of the decks that I have from them. I've had a lot of their decks over the years, but like these are the ones that no matter what, I've always wanted to keep in my collection. I reach for them quite often. I'm sure you've seen them, on my channel when I've done like readings and things like that. I'm sure you've seen some of these decks. So I'm going to show you guys why I love these decks. And it's funny because I think I just did a deck review for this one not too long ago. So I'm going to start with this Resurrection Oracle. It's a little bit larger, but it is absolutely stunning. I love the artwork. I love the messages. It just does it for me. And I just think it's one of these decks. I like the things that I have here that I'm going to show you guys because they're just different. They're different than other decks that I've seen on the market, or they're just a little bit more unique while still being easily accessible to most people by, being mass produced. The next one, you've probably seen this in a bunch of other decks that I love videos. But again, this is from Rockpool Publishing, and this is by Priestess Moon, and this is the Making Magic Oracle. I think I featured it in my altar work one, pretty sure. But I really went into why I really love it there, but I wanted to kind of feature it here because, again, it is another Rockpool deck. And I also love the other deck here by Priestess Moon. She does have another one. It's like Poison Path or something like that. I kept it for a little bit. It really wasn't for me. I wasn't using it. I passed it on. But I love this one. This one I have had for a long time now. And I just really love it. But I also have like this affinity with medieval magic. And I really love the fact that this is like medieval hedge witch magic. Specifically. So there's a lot of like information on like herbs and the planetary significance, the connection. There's like angel stuff. It's just very much like a cross of all of the things that I find really fascinating. And I love this kind of artwork. It reminds me of like, just these medieval paintings and things like that, where it just stands out to me. And I think it's a great deck because it's very unique and it's very different from anything else that I currently have and use in my collection at the current moment. And I do love that it's not just, medieval magic. There's other cultural references in here too, but there's some fun stuff. It's just very unique. And this Enchanted Spell Oracle by Priestess Moon is fun. So if you're looking for something a little bit more unique and you are someone that is maybe a green witch or very much into like history and things like that, this is great because she does reference a lot of historical significance with herbology and herbalism, and does like spells to connect. It's really, really good. Next, I'm sure you guys have seen me rant and rave about this deck because it's absolutely stunning. This is the Earth and Bone Oracle by Syrian Shadow. It's stunning. It is a beautiful deck. So if you love kind of like the skeletons and bones and things like that, maybe darker art, it is beautiful. I have really I've used it quite often in my own practice. I do love the imagery. I just think it's stunning. And I love how these cards feel as well. They shuffle really well. And there's just this beautiful like energy to them that I just find myself constantly reaching for, as well as like just really beautiful artwork. So if you are like me and, you know, like death and, you know, really have a connection to death or chthonic, like the dark kind of aspects of magic and mediumship, I think this is a great kind of deck to use because of the themes that are involved and the different ways that it allows you to kind of open up and connect to that. So let's move right along. I'm going to talk about this deck here, the Mystical Journey Oracle. This is one that I was like, at first I was like, I don't really know if this is like a deck for me. It is very interesting. Like, this artwork is crazy, stunning. I don't know how people think of this stuff. It's just crazy. So this deck is great though for connecting to like higher spirit. If you like kind of like that alien kind of energy, which I know some people are into, this is a great deck for that. I feel like it has its own kind of element and energy. It's just very intense in a very different way from like other decks. And I just think the art is stunning. So no matter what, you will be there'll be something that I feel that would be very enjoyable about using this deck. So I've used it a lot with clients and they usually feel very drawn to the imagery and things like that. I mean, even if you're just like, I'm not understanding what this is supposed to be about, it really does connect to you, and it does kind of like allow you to connect through the imagery and the things that are kind of on each of the cards, because there's so much, each card, there's just so many things. And every time I look at it more, I'm like, oh, there's something else I didn't notice, or there's another detail there. So it is a really great deck for those that are very intuitively guided by imagery. This is a fabulous, fabulous deck. And a lot of my clients have really enjoyed me using this for their readings. Now, next up, we have the Dark Magic Oracle by Fiona Horn. Oh, this one's from Tennessee Charpentier. I don't know. So this one is a beautiful deck that, again, I think I just have an affinity. I love these darker decks for shadow work, for healing journey stuff, for my own kind of like reflective medicine, if you want to call it that. And I just love the imagery in this deck because it does evoke something. It does kind of make you think. It makes you kind of connect. And there's just so much beautiful, like, descriptive imagery in this deck. Not as much as like this one where it's just like really crazy. There's so many details. This just like, there's an emotionality with like to how these were put together. So it's just nice kind of seeing and having decks that have these kind of elements, especially if you're someone that is like wanting to connect a little bit more, but maybe finding it challenging to kind of start on your own. It's nice to have something to kind of guide you a little bit and to kind of help you feel a little bit more connected to some of these different elements and some of these different kind of energies. So it's a fabulous deck for those of us that like to do a little bit more of the darker magic, I guess, if you want to call it that, or shadow work. This is a fabulous deck for shadow work, reflective things of that nature. Now, next up, I have the Lost Oracle. Again, this one is also by Fiona Horn. She has a book coming out, and I'm excited. This one is just stunning. This has this beautiful, I don't know, it just reminds me of like just The Witch or something. I don't know, it just like, it has this earthiness to it that is just really showing up in so many different ways. And I have really enjoyed using this in my own spiritual practice and with, with clients as well. Like pulling a couple cards from here is really nice because it kind of gives them a little bit of guidance as to like what they maybe need to pay attention to, what sort of stuff have they overlooked, things of that nature. There's just this beautiful energy to it. And it is very different from some of the other decks that I have, which is something that I really love about Rockpool Publishing and how they put stuff together, because it's almost like they allow everyone to have their very own super unique voice out of all of the people that they work with. And I really love that. And this is another one that I'm like, this is so fun. Because I know like with some decks, it's like whoever makes them usually tries to make them all look very similar, which is nice too. But then also like, I love that these are so different. And then finally, I'm going to talk about the Earth Song Oracle by Tarn Ellis. This one is just like so, I don't know, grounding, stunning artwork. Again, I am a sucker for some art. This looks like a very modern deck. But I think like the earthy tones really kind of help bridge this like gap between like then and now, while also adding in that beautiful kind of earthy energy to it. And it has really beautiful themes, all nature related, which is great. So if you're someone that loves working with nature spirits and things like that, this is a great deck as well. So while I have had so many Rockpool oracles and tarot decks over the years, because I do have some Rockpool tarot decks as well. I have like the Black Violet tarot deck that I really love from them. I'm trying to think of anyone else off the top of my head. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head, but the Black Violet one is one of my favorite ones as well out of the tarot decks. But I think I kind of mentioned that in one of my tarot ones. I'm trying not to do too much crossover with everything. But I think that they have a really nice collection, a lot of very interesting decks to kind of check out that are very different and very much like, have their own vibe. That's very different from other decks that I've seen mass produced or like mass market decks. So if you are looking for other mass market decks that are a little bit more unique, check out Rockpool Publishing. I think they have really great stuff, and they seem to kind of focus on like smaller, less well-known artists, which I think is great. But yeah, so these are the ones that I've kept out of at least my oracles from Rockpool over the years that I've used and always reach for, because I just think that they're absolutely stunning decks and they all have their own unique voice. So I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a fantastic day. Please take care, stay safe, and as always, make good choices. Bye.